Alright, so here is, of course, the RF switch that I pull out of the bag. To review, this is the LED controller. The LED lights connect to this, while the battery, which can be rated from 5 to 24 volts, comes out through here, like so. The controller's here. Power, lighting up, brightness, percentage, speed, and modes. Instructions are here, especially on remote frequencies, voltage. Cool little instructions here. I knew this was going to come in. This will come in handy one day, based on its overall size. This is something you're not going to see something like this inside of a Gundam unless the Gundam is huge. Examples are like the Hama and the maybe the DJ, or what would be another large kit? Well, obviously the Jagdoga that's coming out, or Yagdoga that's coming out next month. That's a huge kit, so something like this can probably fit inside the body of a kit like this, so you can power up whatever lights, whatever systems you want on the kit, whether it's thrusters or anything like that. And considering that I'm going to be using 2 of these, I need to figure out the management of the lights and how I'm going to do this. But first things first, let's find out what light sources I do have. Now, I have picked up a few light sources here and there. This one I just pulled out of this box right here, and I can't find the other one. I must have fell to the side. This one is a yellow greenish color, which if I put this battery here, this is what you see in the color. This is not a very strong light source because from the side you see nothing. It's only when you're seeing it front. And I don't know if it's the battery, because I have this other stronger battery here, which if I do this, there we go. That's like blinding. So this battery is a little used up. So that's what it looks like. So we have this color. And I'm going to put it in here so we don't lose this. There we go. I have this color, which is regular clear yellow. I actually purchased this for another kit, which I plan to LED up. This one's this is like, wow, look at that, nice and strong. But this is for another kit that, ooh, you guys are gonna love when I start working on that. So we'll put that away. Keep that on the side. Now, I have this set of blue LEDs. Picked this up on eBay. And I think this is perfect for the thrusters. What do you think of that? Now, perfect for the thrusters, which we'll put to the side. Cover it up. But I also have these purple. I think this will probably be a good idea to put this, hang on, put that here, going through there. I'm going to find a clear part and put it there. Actually, I'm more thinking of doing like, what would be an example? First thing, I don't like this stuff, these little tubes here. So most likely I'm going to do is I'm going to sand it down so it's flush. Then I'm going to cut this open so I can put the light in there. But then I'm going to get like a cap type thing that will cover a little bit over it, so only the leading edges around it will show. And to show you how strong this color is, Look at that. I think that's nice. So we keep that there. Now I have this set of LED lights that I picked up a long time ago. Haven't been fooling around with it because I didn't know whether I should use it or not. But let's check it out here for a second. So we have this. This is blue also, but this is more like this thing burn out already? Oh, no, there it is. These are 5mm blues. So this is a little 5mm LED light sets. And then this is a 10mm one, which, quite frankly, I don't think I'm going to be using. But it's very nice. And I'm thinking of using this inside the eye field, my custom eye field. So I will put that inside the eye field section, and then it will illuminate that. There's also the possibility that I need to figure out this part. These are the RGB lights. I think the 4-prong is the fast blinking. Where's the 2-prong? Actually, there's supposed to be a 3-prong one. I don't know how to do this or how to test it out. I think this one it is. Let me see. I think this could be a good choice of a color for the eye field. What do you think of that? Instead of putting a blue or red or whatever, use this like a light modulator where it's changing frequencies. And I'm thinking of Star Trek right here, right now. But something that will, you know, illuminate and blink. I have the ultraviolet one right here. See how that looks. It's nice, but it's too faded. Not a big fan of that. That's white, that's red, that's yellow and orange because the plate came off. Green, and then RGB slow blinking. Let me look at the slow blinking one. I think the slow blinking will be nice, not the fast blinking one. I kind of like this one. Yeah. Alright. Alright. So, these are my choices. But, we need to figure out a few thingamabobs. Alright. Let's do the design phase right here on how we're going to do the lighting. Bear in mind what I'm doing right now is just basically making a rough design of what I've constructed so far, and it's not perfect, but that's what we got. This will be the eye field like that. This is the Canon type setup. And then we have some stuff here that goes there, and goes there. So this is what we're looking at from behind. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 massive thrusters here. I'm thinking of putting thrusters here. So it will be 1, 2. So we have 6. We may put 2 smaller thrusters here and here, depending on how the whole thing's set up. I don't know if this will have thrusters or not, but I don't know yet. I really don't know. So the wiring would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 LED lights at 3 watts each. That means I have to, this is going to be a lot of wiring, so it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So everything will be all on one switch. That switch will be for all this. And I'm going to put it on the controller on this one, so that way it will be blinking, or like some sort of flickering type setup. If not, maybe a solid color would be alright. So that will be this. The second switch would be going directly into the I field and going directly into the Canon, because I'm going to put two light sources there in the Canon as well. So that's 1, 2, 3 LED lights right there. So that's 3 lights there at 3 watts each, doing a parallel, or is it serial? I always keep forgetting. Doing the same thing here. I'm doing the same concept that I did with my previous custom that I did last year with the Macross chip. So there will be, those are going to the LED lights. This one is going directly to the power supply. So you have, I can merge these two together as one connector, and then this one will go down to the base, to the power pack. Most likely I could probably set it up in a way where both of these will share the power source as 6 watts. So 3 and 3 connecting to the battery pack, so I can buy a battery pack that will hold 4 AA batteries or 4 AAA batteries. And that, no, because wait a minute, I gotta think about that, because a AA battery, whether a AA or a AAA battery, is actually 1.5 watts. So buying 2 of those, actually no, what am I saying? Yeah, 2 of those is actually 3 watts. 4 of those is 6 watts. There we go. So yeah, so we can get a battery pack that will hold 4 batteries to power up all these lights with a little resistor there. And then I got the custom switch so I can plug it in together. Sorry. Most likely the switching, I will make a custom, when I said that I'm going to put wiring here and here and here and here, simulating the tubes, it will also be the connectors as well. So when I take this thing apart for transportation, it's not going to be dangling around. It's going to have the connector for me to reconnect it back onto the kit. So now there is one problem. The light source in the front, because remember there's the front light source. I'm actually thinking of putting in not another switch, but more like an internal switch where I can actually turn it on and off and just use a normal battery like this inside. What switch you're talking about, what I'm talking about here, is this little guy right here. I bought these little electrical switches, which can be regular on and off, on, off, and then just turn them on, turn them off, and that's it. And I gotta load this. What do you guys think of that? So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to begin the preparing of the wiring for the parts. But then before I prepare the wiring of the parts, I need to prepare the base. So that way I have a way to connect the base to the actual structure onto the base itself. So it doesn't wobble, it doesn't fumble backwards or forwards or side to side. It has to be nice and strong onto it. And it's easy for me to take it off for transportation. So going back to the stand that's going to hold up this kit, like I said before, I wasn't really interested in using this in the beginning. My intention was to use this stand, which was the Action Base Clear 4. I picked this up at Gunpla a while back, and I was going to use this on one of my master grade kits. This is actually perfect for the RX-72 master grade, as you can see there. But I'm not fond of this design, because this design is basically to put the kit in an action pose. So it's only good to support the weight of one model kit. I don't see myself putting multiple supports there all over the place. And since this is a modulated system, I don't want the modulation, these parts to like fall apart on me. I want some structure and some support. And this little weird scissor thing right there, or not scissor, more like a, yeah, something like that. I don't think this would be perfect for me to hold up the base with the added amount of weight that I'm going to add to this. So this brings me back to this. And at first, I pulled out one of my old bases and I took it apart. And this one, the part on this one broke one time, so I had to sand it down and clean it up. And I was going to say, what if I put it here, like that? And the idea was kind of sound in a way, but it's a little bit higher up, as you can see here, and I would have to drill a box there so I can bring it in, and it won't go backwards, unfortunately. I mean, I could probably do this like that and then put that here, but then that defeats the purpose of putting this here. I would have to put it here and it'll be off center. Not something that I was actually considering doing. Then I had the idea, because I had this, why not put these two together? But not this way. Why not cut the sides here, and then merge them together? That way this, and if I can remove that here so I can show you, will be like that, and then that will be properly aligned. I'll then put a plot plate there to hold it up, and this will give it a stronger base. Not something as wobbly and thin like this, something more sturdier, because now we'll have both ends sealed up perfectly. So that is my intention. So I'm going to cut the two sides and glue them together and see how this comes out. Alright, so I finished cutting this using my saw here. Here's what's left of it for both ends, and this is how I think this should look. Now, I made a mistake here, and I missed the alignment by a few, by close to a millimeter or so, maybe 2 millimeters. So I kind of almost screwed it up, but I kind of recovered a bit. Yet it doesn't look right. It's not flush. I knew it was not going to be perfect. So best way to cheat is, of course, put a plot plate over, a styrene sheet over it, cover up the damage, which of course will reinforce the part both here on the front, and I'll put a plate back here to reinforce the back as well. Not to mention the fact that I'm going to have to glue these areas here. I think I'm going to use some putty here in the bottom to give it a little bit, not only a structure, hold it up properly, but maybe get a little bit more weight to it. Then I'm going to get plot plate, and I'm going to have to go get some more styrene sheets. I'm going to go to the hobby store, and I'm going to get like a thicker version of the styrene sheets, so I can increase the height maybe by half an inch. That way this will work in my favor on two things. One, a little bit more taller if I have to, and two, the placement of the batteries. Now I haven't purchased the battery pack yet, so this may be something, you know, I may have to make it a little taller, but right now I want to set it up where it's both together and snug before I increase the height a bit, just a tad, to squeeze in the batteries. I may end up not using AA batteries or AAA battery packs. I may just end up getting a battery pack and sticking in one of the smaller 3mm batteries like, well, not this one. This is a little bit too small and not too powerful. More like something a little bit more sturdier, more thicker, so I can have more life into it. But that is, of course, subject to change. We don't know yet. Once I get all this in, this is the one part that I'm a bit, I think I kind of lost myself here. Let's move these two so you can see this. So here are the two parts here, and this one should be snug. But as you can see, they cannot be put together because once this is all glued together, this is going to be opened up and it's going to have a wider base. Now, didn't foresaw that, considering the fact that if I take this and put it through here, it's going to be on the sides. I'm not going to widen it again. However, once I put the plates on this, I'm going to cut these two, put a plate over it, then I'm going to put a support structure here and then some latches there or pins to stick up so they can fall onto place. So not only will I have pins, something going inwards from here on the flat end, I'll have something in the back end holding it up as well to keep it nice and even and straight. That will be an idea right there. So where there's a will, there's a way. And hopefully my way will work. If not, I'm going to have to scrap this whole base and find another base. So for now, this is what I got. Let me glue these together.